भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्ति भवति नैष्टिके। हरि ओम तत्सत्। Reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita, chapter 20, the last chapter in Chaitanya Charitamrita Leela, verse number 12. From that we'll pick up the third line. We'll chant this verse, read the translation, and then we'll offer the prayers, and then we'll delve into it. Cheto darpanam arjanam bhavamahadavanirpanam sreya kairava chandrika vitaranam vidyavatu jivanam anandam buddhivardhanam pratipadam purnamritaswadanam sarvatma sampanam param vijayate Sri Krishna Kirtanam नामनामकारि बहुधा निज सर्वशक्ति तत्रार्पिता नियमिता स्मरणेन काला एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि दुर्दैवमीदृशी हा जनिनानुरागम् त्रिनादपि सुनिचेन तरोर्यो सहिष्णुना अमानिनामानदेन कीर्तनीय सदा हरि नदनं न जनं न सुन्दरीं कवितां वाचगदीश कामये मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे भवतात् भक्तिरहैतुकी त्वयि ऐनन्दतनुज किङ्करं पतितं मां विषमे भवाम्बुधौ कृपया तव पादपङ्कजस्थितधूलिसदृशं विचिन्तया नयनं गलदश्रुधारया वदनं गद्गदहृदया गिरा पुलकैर्निचितं वपूतमनामग्रहणेन भविष्यति युगायितं निमेषेण चक्षुषा प्रावृषायितं शून्यायितं जगत्सर्वं गोविन्द विरहे नमे गोविन्द विरहे नमे गोविन्द विरहे रमे अश्लेषवां पादरतां दिनोस्तु मां मर्महतां करोतु वां यथा तदा वातु लम्पटो मत्प्राणनादस्तु सैवनापरः मत्प्राणनादस्तु सैवनापरः मत्प्राणनादस्तु सैवनापरः। श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु शिक्षाष्टकम की जय।
If anybody want to recite, they can also recite maybe one verse, maybe two verse, maybe first verse. Vandana Mataji wanted to recite. You were.
Yes, Prabhuji, I wanted to recite.
Go ahead.
Maybe first verse.
Let me find out the verse. 1 minute, Prabhuji.
I'm sharing, no? It is there on the screen.
We don't see the verse, Krishnamanda Prabhu.
Only the translation and the purport.
How come? I'm sharing the screen. You're not able to see?
But we are just seeing that Veda-based, that the translation and not the Sikshastakam verse. We are not seeing it.
No, the first verse, 20.12. You're not seeing it?
No.
Do I read it? Can I read it?
You're sharing it.
Cheto darpanamarjanam bhava mahadavagani nivarpanam shreya kerava chandrika vitaranam vidyavadu jivanam anandam buddhivardhanam pratipadam purnamritaswadanam sarvatam sampanam param vijayate Shri Krishna Sakirtanam. Can I go second one?
No, Vandana Mataji is also wanted to recite.
Okay.
Go ahead,
You can see the screen now?
Yeah,
Yes,
we can
Prabhuji,
see
we
it.
can see the screen now.
Yeah.
Okay, I will recite, Prabhuji. I'm sorry if I make any mistakes. I hope you...
Don't worry.
Cheto darpana marjanam bhava Vidyar nirvapanam Shriya Kaira Chandrika Vikaranam Vidyavadhu Jivanam Anandam Buddhivardhanam प्रतिपदं पूर्णावधावनम् सर्वात्मा sthapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Hare Krishna.
Okay, we'll read the translation. Translation by Sri S.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Let there be all victory for chanting the holy name of Lord Krishna, which can cleanse the mirror of the heart and stop the miseries of the blazing fire of material existence. That chanting is the waxing moon that spreads the white lotus of good fortune for all living entities. It is the life and soul of all education. The chanting of the holy name of Krishna expands the blissful ocean of transcendental life. It gives a cooling effect to everyone and enables one to taste full nectar at every step. We'll repeat. Let there be all victory for the chanting of the holy name of Lord Krishna, which can cleanse the mirror of the heart and stop the miseries of the blazing fire of material existence. That chanting is the waxing moon that spreads the white lotus of good fortune for all living entities. It is the life and soul of all education. The chanting of the holy name of Krishna expands the blissful ocean of transcendental life. It gives a cooling effect to everyone and enables one to taste full nectar at every step. Now we'll offer our prayers and we'll try to understand. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Maya Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Vangete Girim Yat Krupatamam Vande Sri Gurum Devataram Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Eswaram Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Krupa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sri Chaitanya Mano Vishtam Stapitam Mera Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamiyam Tadati Swapadantikam. Sri Rupa Goswami Prabhupada ki Jai, Prabhupada ki Jai, Gaura Bhakta Munda ki Jai. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So through this Sikshastakam, this is in Chaitanya Charitamrita, especially translation and purport given by Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Sri Prabhupada is giving the commentary on each and every chapter, the summary of from Amrita Pravaha Bhashya of Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and which everyone supposed to read. So where it's clearly laying out the details. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu passed his nights, the mood of Sikshastakam, mood of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We should understand first. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu passed his night tasting the meaning of the Sikshastaka prayers in the company of Sarup Damodar Goswami and Ramananda Roy. Sometimes he recited the verses from Jayadeva Goswami, Gita Govinda, and from Srimad Bhagavatam, from Sri Ramananda Roy's Jagannath Vallabha Nataka, or from Sri Bilamangal Thakur's Krishna Karnamrita. In this way, he became absorbed in ecstatic emotions. For 12 years, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lived at Jagannath Puri. He relished the taste of reciting such transcendental verses. Now, this Sikshastakam teaches the three basic things out of these 8 verses. Because the Sikshastakam is also essence of all the Vedas. These 8 verses gives all the essence of all the Vedas. And those are Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojana. Sambandha means establishing our relationship with the Guru and Krishna. And then Abhideya means practice, sadhana. And then after understanding the relationship. And then attaining the supreme goal, which is Krishna Prema, Sadhya. These are the 3 subject matters, especially the Sikshastakam, or the essence of all the Vedas are teaching these 3 particular aspects. This is the absolute truth. So what is this Sambandha? Immediately we think Sambandha means establishing our relation with the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. But before the Supreme Lord, understanding our relation with the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, we must understand our relationship through Guru, through Vaishnava, then Hari will come. Just like if you want to meet Prime Minister or President or any popular person, then you need to go through the secretary. You cannot understand, you cannot meet him directly. So you have to go through the first spiritual master, who is the direct representative of the Supreme Lord and Vaishnavas. Then you can understand the, you can attain and understand and establish our relationship, because that adhikar, that qualification is not there. So that is a next aspect one must know. This particularly, so where Narottam Das Thakur also, that's why sings Ananda Bale Hari Bhaja Vrindavan Hari Guru Vaishnava Pade Majiya Mane. It is the spiritual master who delivers the disciple from the clutches of Maya by initiating him into the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. In this way, a sleeping human being can revive his consciousness by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. In other words, the spiritual master awakens the sleeping living entity to his original consciousness so that he can worship Lord Vishnu. This is the purpose of Diksha or initiation. Initiation means reviving the pure knowledge of spiritual consciousness. So that's why we need to know our adhikar, our qualification. And so there are three adhikar, three qualifications: karma adhikar, jnana adhikar, and bhakti adhikar. So most of us has the qualification mostly predominantly karmadikar in Kali Yuga especially. So that's why even in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna is stressing through the first Karma Yoga, first 6 chapters. Even Arjuna want to renounce and run away and go to forest. But Lord Krishna is stressing, you must perform duty, activities, your swadharma. You must perform duty without attachment, without result. So unless we perform our service to Guru and Krishna and Vaishnavas, then we can actually come to the Jnanadhikari platform. Then we can understand. That's why we may have question. How come, Prabhu, we are being in the association of devotees, we are chanting, we are hearing, we are coming to temple for so many years. How come I'm not able to progress? We are not entering deep. We are not able to absorb. Immersed in hearing, immersed in chanting, immersed in service, immersed in smarana of the Lord. It is because we haven't come to the platform of Jnanadhikari stage. We haven't really served Guru and Hari and Vaishnava properly, submissively, enough. So that's why there's a problem coming. There is a problem in understanding. There is no revelation. Actually, the Supreme Lord is the one who is coming, Shastra Guru. Atma Rupe Shastra Janan, Apane Janan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is explaining to Sanatana Goswami. I myself are appearing in 3 ways: Shastra, Guru, and Paramatma. In 3 ways. The Supreme Lord himself. Can you understand Shastra directly by yourself reading, self-reading? No, you can't understand. Can you understand the Supreme Lord's instruction directly? No, you cannot. So that's why even though Super Soul is indicating many times through so many different incidents, but still we are not able to understand the instruction. We are not able to turn towards Lord. So that's why we need to serve, we need to hear, we need to be attached to the pure devotees. We need to attach. That's why the body is bhakti. Sometimes the bhakti is defined as result of sadhu sangha is bhakti. Sadhu sangha itself is bhakti. Even when we go to Golok Vrindavan, there also will perform the same sadhu sangha. So that's why the sadhu sangha, especially what kind of sadhu sangha, that will be explained further as we discuss this. That's why this karmadikari stage, that means we have to serve Guru and Krishna, nishkam karma, without being attached to the results, without expecting anything in back. Serve Guru and Krishna. Then we gradually the revelation will come. The actual inner mood of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, inner desires of the whole Sampradaya Tattva, Acharya Nishta, Guru Nishta. So everything will come. Otherwise, this is the first and foremost aspect. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Sikshastakam is teaching 2 things. In order for even chanting the holy name to work, faith must be there. What kind of faith? That faith is explained as Paramarthika Shraddha, transcendental faith, which defines into 2 categories. Shastra Avadharanamayi Shraddha, Bhagavat Leelamayi Shraddha, which is hearing the Shastra from the bona fide Acharya and Acharya Parampara, from the pure lips of the pure devotees of the Lord. That faith has to be there regularly, consistently. We will see again and again, repeatedly. Prabhupada is clearly detailing out pretty much throughout Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, repeatedly is telling how one should hear from the pure devotee. Then we can come to Jnanadhikari. Then the revelation, then we can understand the bhakti process. Then we can establish our relationship with Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. Otherwise, it's just not possible. We don't have that adhikar. This bhakti adhikar has to be obtained from Guru and Krishna. So that's why Sikshastakam is very, very prominent. So before even getting there, Sikshastakam, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami himself is teaching, is telling about the Sikshastakam, how just by simply reading, reciting, we are all supposed to read Sikshastakam every day in the morning before even picking up the beads. That's what we are supposed to do. But generally we forget to do that. We directly jump to the chanting. But that is not the process. We should chant Samsaradava prayers and we should chant the Sikshastakam prayers. Then we can get into the mood of actual Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction of the chanting the holy name of the Lord, where Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is mentioning in this Yehi Matta Mahaprabhu Vaise Nilachale Rajani Divase Krishna Virahe Vishwale. While Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thus resided to Jagannath Puri, he was continuously overwhelmed night and day by separation from Krishna. Swarup Ramananda Yehi Dui Jane Sane Ratri Dine Rasagita Sloka Aswadane. Day and night he tasted transcendental blissful songs and verses with two associates, namely Swarup Damodar Goswami and Ramananda Rai. पूर्व अष्ट श्लोके करी लोक शिक्षा दिला सेही अष्ट श्लोकेर अर्ध अपने आस्वादिला. It's not that Lord, that's why first the speaker has to release himself, that Krishna Katha. Then those who are hearing, they can get the transformation. If the speaker himself it is like a duty, then he himself is not releasing, neither he is transforming others. That is also another important lesson. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is not giving. Actually, himself is reciting. See that this is the ideal practice of a practitioner. One must be, first of all, a servant. One must be practicing it. One must be relishing what is practicing. Then it will help the others. So that the Lord had formally composed these 8 verses to teach people in general. Now he personally tasted the meaning of the verses, which are called the Sikshastakam. So that's why it is very important. If Mahaprabhu is doing, why we are not supposed to, why we are not able to do. Prabhura Sikshastaka Sloka Yehi Pade Sune, Krishna Prema Bhakti Tare Bade Dine Dine. Just by chanting Sikshastaka every day, we can develop actually pure love for Krishna. It seems inconceivable, but it is possible because we are submitting to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We are entering into the mood and desire of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then everything is possible. If anyone recites or hears these 8 verses of instruction by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his ecstatic love and devotion for Krishna increases day by day. And then if he gives the glorification, how it will increase day by day. Sankirtana Yagne Kalau Krishna Aradhana Seyito Sumeda Paya Krishnera Charan. In this age of Kali, the process of worshipping Krishna is to perform sacrifice by chanting the holy name of the Lord. One who does so is certainly very intelligent and he attains shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna. Nama Sankirtana Aite Sarva Anaddanas Sarva Subodaya Krishna Premera Ullas. Simply by chanting the holy name of Lord Krishna, one can be freed from all undesirable habits. This is the means of awakening all good fortune and initiating the flow of waves of love for Krishna. Sankirtana Aite Papa Samsara Nasana Chitta Suddhi Sarva Bhakti Sadhana Udgama. What will happen? By performing congregation chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, one can destroy Papa Samsara Nasana, destroy the sinful condition of materialism. What else? It purifies the mind and heart, Chitta Suddhi. So, which is not there. That's why one day we do, one day we don't do, perform devotional service. It is not focus. There is no focus. There is no attention to details, and there is no absorption. So that will happen if we follow Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction. Sarva Bhakti Sadhana Udgama. Then awaken all varieties of devotion service. That means all the symptoms, bhava. Because through Sikshastakam, these 8 verses, giving the essence of Sambandha Vidya Prayojana, and it is giving the Sadhana Bhakti, first 5 verses, then the second, 6th and 7th verses giving the Bhava Bhakti, ecstatic forms of devotion service, ecstatic symptoms, and the last 7th and 8th verse giving the Prema Bhakti. So that's why Sikshastakam has everything. Everything is there, all essence. Krishna Premodgama Premamrita Aswadana Krishna Prapti Sevamrita Samudre Majjana. The result of chanting is that one awakens his love for Krishna and tastes his transcendental bliss. Ultimately, one attains the association of Krishna and engages in his devotion service as if immersing himself in a great ocean of love. Now, this first verse especially is describing the 7 flames. When this chanting of the holy name, the Sankirtana Yajna, chanting and hearing process, as Parikshit Maharaj explaining, when he is asking Sudhir Goswami, how by this hearing process, taking it very seriously. And we'll see the instruction, clear instruction, how much attention Prabhupada pays, gives details to the hearing and chanting, and throughout Srimad Bhagavatam. Where Pravishta Kannarandrena Swanam Bhava Sarovarham Dunoti Samalam Selilam Yatasarat. So Pravishta Kannarandrena, one must hear the transcendental sound vibration, because that's how the material world is created. So sound vibration. So the same sound vibration, transcendental sound vibration, especially Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Golokar Pramidhan Hari Ram Sankirtan. It is coming and sprouting. Actually, the fire of Krishna consciousness is sprouting, and these 7 flames are arising when it touches from the ear holes and enters into the heart. Provided we have all the antaras, we discussed the other day, we have to remove all the antaras, then it is touching the heart. Otherwise, it is entering into ear but going to the other ear. It is not really entering into the heart. It is not flaming. The flares are not coming. The fires are not generating. If you attentively hear, then the 7 flames will come. First flame, Sankirtana, the holy name cleanses the mirror of the heart, which is Cheto Darpana Madhyam. That is the first one. Second flame, Bhava Maha Davag Nirvapana, which is the blazing fire of material existence is extinguished. Third flame, Sankirtan spreads the wings of the benediction moon. The moonlight opens the white lotus of good fortune, which is Sreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam. Number 4, fourth flame, Sankirtana, the holy name is the life of all transcendental knowledge. Vidya Vadu Jivanam, the Lord's own life. Very important point here also. Vidya, Avidya. Avidya will be destroyed, the negative things will be removed, and the positive things will be established. As long as we are deep absorbed and engaging in without karma, without jnana, without yoga, only for Guru and Krishna if we are engaged in. Then the real Vidya will be developed and Avidya will be removed. So also it is like the newly married wedded woman, how she behaves humbly. In that mode, in that consciousness, one must develop. And that's how we see that the glories of devotees one must hear, not only about the Lord. The examples also will see that the consciousness in which one must hear, one must speak. That is also there in the case of various examples. We'll come to that. Fifth flame, Sankirtana, the holy name expands the ocean of transcendental bliss. Anandambudhi Vardhanam. Every step, today's topic. Anandambudhi. How we can increase actually every step of the way, every syllable, every chanting, how we can increase, how we can feel transcendental bliss. That we'll discuss. Sankirtana, number 6th flame. Sankirtana awards the cooling shelter of Lord Krishna's lotus feet. The holy name gives a taste of the full nectar at every step. Pratipadam Purnam Ruta Swadanam. Number 6. Then 7th flame is Sankirtana completes all other processes of bhakti. The holy name bathes everyone in the cooling sheen of the Supreme Self, Sarvatma Snapanam. So now, in order for us to actually understand or even develop, understand even to Sambandha Jnana to develop, for that, as we are discussing, first one must have faith. What is that? Paramarthika Shraddha. where Bhaktivinoda, this is all from Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur Sammodhana Bhashya. Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur has given the commentary on Sammodhana Bhashya. That's where all this are detailed out about the 7 claims. Shastrartha Avadharanamai Siddha, the faith which is inspired by the governing principles of scripture, which thus brings about engagement in devotion service. So one must have Shraddha for Shastra, reading Shastra. So that means one must give time, allocate time for reading, for hearing, for chanting. Even if it is 10 minutes a day, we must allocate time, because that is a very, very important instruction Srila Prabhupada has given us. So Acharya's instruction we cannot disobey. We have to try. Please mute your lines, please. And then the next point, faith, type of faith. Prabhu, please mute everybody else. Bhagavat Leela Madhurya Lobhamaya Shraddha, the faith arising on account of some extreme good fortune, which is based on intense longing to hear the sweet pastimes of the Lord, which brings about engagement in devotions, both the Shastri Shraddha and then hearing about the Leela pastimes of the Lord. Both gives actually engagement, devotion, or bhakti will increase. But this faith also cannot be continued. We cannot continue unless, even if one of these 2 kinds of Shraddha arises, unalloyed devotion can develop only by continuous engagement in hearing and chanting pure descriptions of the Lord, Suddha Hari Katha. In the association of unadulterated pure devotees. If one does not regularly engage in such hearing and chanting in the association of saintly persons, his Shraddha will gradually dwindle and then vanish altogether. See that process? And we have seen it. Those who are not paying attention to the details of chanting and hearing in the association of devotees. That's why I repeatedly tell, we have to hear from Srila Prabhupada at least. Okay, weekdays not possible, your time is limited, chanting and reading yourself and hearing. But you are not able to hear from Srila Prabhupada. Okay, you try on the weekend. At least once a week. It's supposed to be done every day. Because he is our Acharya. So, and his disciples are there, but we have to hear. They themselves are hearing from Srila Prabhupada. So why we are not able to hear from Prabhupada? So we have to follow Acharya Parampara. Then only we get the Nishtha. If there is no Nishtha of Acharya, no Nishtha of Guru, what Guru is telling, then how we can develop taste for anything? We can develop. Because this Bhakti Adhikar has to be drawn by following Guru and Acharya. Otherwise, there is no process. There is no way to transfer ourselves from Karma Adhikari, Jnana Adhikari to Bhakti Adhikari. However, we may try n number of years. It is not possible. That is not there. Our qualification is not there in it. So that's why here clearly mentioned that one have to engage regularly in hearing and chanting in the association of saintly persons. Now we'll see the clear instructions. Now these 8 verses also Prabhupada, where Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains about this. First verse is describing about Nama Tattva, the Chetodarpana Marjana, first verse. Second verse is describing why is this practice, why is the practice of chanting Nama Sadhana so accessible? Nama Kari Bodha, how the energies are invested. And the third verse is teaching what is the process of chanting of the holy name. So what is the process? Is teaching. Because that is Trinada Pisunicena. What are the 4 quadrants, 4 constituents, 4 qualifications one must have? That humility and the Trinada Pisunicena, Taroriva Sahishma, tolerance, and then one must not expect any respect from others. There is a amanina. Then 4th one is always glorify others. So that is the 4th one. These are the 4 qualifications one must have. So that is the process of chanting. With that consciousness, then we have to. So the number 4, what is the desire of the sadhakas? So we have to give up all others. Nadanam, Najanam, Nasundarim, all these things. Give up the negative things and then ahayituki. That is the positive thing. That we have to increase. That is the vidya. All others are avidya. Means internally renounce. Externally, no need to renounce. If wealth is there, okay, millions of dollars, and Prabhupada met one person. Prabhupada, I have so much anxiety. I have so many building here and industry here, factory here, I have so many things. Prabhupada said, don't worry, we will take out your anxiety. Just give your address, we will take out your anxiety. So, but he then completely was shocked. He never expected that Prabhupada is going to come. Prabhupada is asking things. So, utilizing Yukta Vairagya means not to run away, not to give up things. It's actually utilizing it for Krishna and Guru. That's all we need to do. So, that's why this is the desire of the sadhakas. That's what it means, Nadanam Najanam. That doesn't mean that you don't need to get married if you have a desire. Doesn't mean that you don't need a house. It doesn't mean that you don't need a job. No, you can do all those, provided with the intensity in the absorption in the heart should be like Raghunath Das Goswami. You stay in married life in the family, but you act in such a way that internally you are detached, but externally you perform every duty. So that is what here desire of sadhakas means. Number 5, 5th verse. What is the constitutional identity of sadhaka? We have to establish our identity. That is Kinkara, means I don't possess anything. I am a menial servant of Guru and Krishna. With this identity, every activity we should do. That is number 5, very important. That's why these five steps, first 5 steps are still teaching us, instructing us. That's why it is sadhana bhakti. So you clearly see the points. First 5 verses are teaching sadhana bhakti. That means practice. With what concept we should practice and what mode and what should be our identity. All these things are taught. So that's why sadhana bhakti. Number 6 and 7, you see, what are the external symptoms of the perfection? How the hair stands on end and all the external symptoms. This is number 6. Nayanam Galada Srudhara. And then number 7, that Yuga is on Nimeshana. What are the internal symptoms? Completely devastated inside, crying. Our process is all about crying. Crying. For chanting, we are crying. Hearing, we are crying. We are always crying for Lord and Guru. To understand their desires, absorbed in their, executing their desires. Always we are crying for their love, crying for their service, crying for their, to develop attachment. Then you can attain Bhakti Adhikar, we can attain finally Krishna Prema. If there is no crying, there is no attachment, there is no submission, we can't attain even qualification. Forget about attaining Krishna Prema. These are 6 and 7 Bhava stage, Bhava Bhakti. Number 8, this is last verse. Steadiness in perfection. This is attaining the highest stage, Krishna Prema. In this way, this Sikshastakam, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching this now. Today's topic of Anandambudhi Vardhanam, Pratipadam, Purnamrita Swadam, Sarvatma Snapanam, Param Vijayate, Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. So this must be, this will come by the association of devotees, especially Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching, as we discussed. First thing, just exactly we have to follow the acharyas. So Lord Brahma is our Param Guru, Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. Lord Brahma, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is starting with this point. After establishing the faith, I talked about this Shastra, Avadharamai Shraddha and what is that? Bhagavat Leela Mein Shraddha. Then he is talking about in the association he is mentioning again to you can continue that faith to Nishtha. Then he talked about, he is quoting the example of how Lord Brahma has studied in the beginning of creation in order for him to do his job as a creator. He studied 3 times scrutinizingly. He is quoting this Bhagavan Brahma Karsneha. This Karsneha means very scrutinized. 3 Anviksha Manishaya. Prabhupada is in the translation where the great personality Brahma with great attention and concentration of the mind studied the Vedas 3 times. And after scrutinizingly examining them, he ascertained that attraction for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, is the highest perfection of religion. So that means if Brahma himself is teaching us how one should read every day, we should allocate some time. Whatever is done is done. Forget about past. We are always thinking, oh, I haven't done this, when I will progress, when I will develop Krishna Prema, whether I will advance or not, what will happen to the bhakti, this and that. So many. Forget about past. Be always in the present. What you are going to do today, how you can transform, how you can change the consciousness, how you can develop your service attitude, how you can increase your service, increase your chanting. We have to be in the present. Forget about what has happened in the past. Think about whatever comes, accept it as Guru and Krishna's mercy, just move on. Otherwise, lingering things will always go on, then we can never progress. If you are always thinking, that is mode of passion and ignorance, we are always thinking what is the past. that is not good. We should be in the present, and we should be thinking how to increase for love for Guru and Krishna. So as Brahma is teaching, then further, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has explained earlier, Shastra Guru Atma Rupi Apanare Janam Krishna Mora Prabhu Trata Jiver Ayagna. The forgetful conditioned soul is educated by Krishna through the Vedic literature, the realized spiritual master and super soul. Through these, he can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead as he is. And he can understand that Lord Krishna is his eternal master and deliverer from the clutches of Maya. In this way, one can acquire real knowledge of his conditioned life, then can come to understand how to attain liberation. So that's why now Lord Kapil Dev is teaching as here, because people may question, I am also hearing, I am also chanting, I am also in Sankirtan, then why am I not developing? Then Lord Kapila is instructing. This is not a pure devotion, everything is not pure devotion service. There are 81 ways in chanting, hearing, all this process that Lord Kapila is explaining. Devotion service in the modes of ignorance, passion, and goodness can be divided into 81 categories. This is 3.29.10, Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Kapila. There are different devotional activities such as hearing, chanting, remembering, worshipping, offering prayer, rendering service, surrendering everything, and each of them can be divided into 3 qualitative categories. There is hearing in the mode of passion, in the mode of ignorance. That's why you'll see, even if you go to Vrindavan, you'll hear so many musical cinema songs and this and that. You may hear Krishna and Radha and other names, names of the Lord, but it is not in the mode of pure devotion. Wherever you go, these things are there. So that's why we have, even if others are following, we have to follow what our Acharya has said, what Prabhupada has said. You will not say, Prabhupada always said, Hare Krishna. Prabhupada didn't say Radhe Radhe. That only, maybe if somebody says Radhe Radhe, then he might have repeated Radhe Radhe. But otherwise, when he says, he's always saying Hare Krishna. So we have to follow what Acharya is saying, not follow somebody else. Yes, some Vrindavan Vasis may be saying something, some other Dham Vasis may be saying, doing something. It doesn't mean that we don't have that adhikar. Why do we have to follow somebody else? We have to follow what Acharya is giving. Then only there is a progress. When we are in the, that's why Sampradaya Vihinaste Mantraste Flamat. Even if you receive mantra, you chant somebody else's mantra, there is no result. You can't get the actual power to transform yourself. So the even Shraddha, for that matter, Shraddha can only be come by following the Sampradaya Acharya. So that's why here the 81 ways are mentioned here. These 3 multiplied by 9 equals 27, because 9 types of devotion service and 3 modes, goodness, passion, ignorance. When again multiplied by 3, it becomes 81. One has to transcend all such mixed materialistic devotion service in order to reach the standard of pure devotion service, as explained. And then he clearly talks about how to hear. Shrutasya pumsam suchira sramasya navanjasa surivir idito adda tattat gunanusravanam mukunda padaravindam hridayeshu yesham. Persons who hear from a spiritual master with great labor and for a long time must hear from the mouths of pure devotees about the character and activities of pure devotees. Pure devotees always think within their heart of the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead who awards his devotees liberation. It's a very important point. So that's why we may be hearing, that's why I'm saying you have to hear sometime from Srila Prabhupada. You have to hear from your spiritual master. These 2 things must be done regularly. Especially if you are initiated, you have no choice but to hear from Guru and Srila Prabhupada regularly. You have to make it a point. Somehow or the other, no matter what, these 2 things has to be done. If you want to progress, if you want to develop Acharya Nishta, these 2 things has to be done. Otherwise, there is no progress. Because when you are surrendered, when you have taken that step, that means you want to follow. You are not the engineer at that point. Once your name is changed, Das of who? Guru and Acharya. Then you have to follow. Das mood means you have to follow what Guru and Acharya is saying, instructing. Then otherwise it's not, it is formality only. So that this point is clearly laid out here by Lord Kapil Dev, and Prabhupada is making that point in purport even more seriously. Transcendental students are those who undergo great penance in being trained by hearing the Vedas from a bona fide spiritual master. Not only must they hear about the activities of the Lord, but they also must hear about the transcendental qualities of the devotees who are constantly thinking of the lotus feet of the Lord within their hearts. There is example also. A pure devotee of the Lord cannot be separated from the lotus feet of the Lord for even a moment. Undoubtedly, the Lord is always within the hearts of all living creatures. But they hardly know about it because they are deluded by the illusory material energy. So that's why we have to hear. Because otherwise our focus, we are chanting, but mind is somewhere else. One side we are watching TV, or one side cell phone is there, we are chanting, or something, always multitasking, so many things going on. Even if you are chanting only one task, doing one task, but still mind is somewhere else. Mind is not focused. So how will you get the taste? Only by the association of pure devotees. It may not be one day, it may take time. More you are connected, more you are hearing, more you are following the Acharya Nishta Sampradaya, Acharya especially, then gradually it will come because by their mercy. It is just like a mechanic or a business or even IT. Any field you take, when will, even further, forget about anything, your own father, when will he give his own property, when he will write? Without you asking when he will write? If he sees that this particular son or daughter is actually understands my desire and serving properly, mood is right, then without asking, son and daughter asking, father will give. He will write, this property, I will give it to you. You are doing very nicely. Whether it's business or whatever, yes. He will give. Same thing with the business, same thing with manager. In everywhere. If it is in the material world, it is like that. How you expect that you are not menially serving, you are not understanding desire, you are not submissive enough to Guru and Krishna, how we can expect that we can get mercy? It's not possible. Just clear, it is very simple and logical. In every sphere of this material world, that's what it happens. And same thing is also in the spirit. Obviously, they are compassionate, they are ready to, but you have to show the inquisitiveness, the seriousness, the submissiveness. Krishna can never give himself unless he sees that submissiveness, seriousness in his representative. Nahi tada agavan rajan puyeta tad adivi tata krishnarpita prana tat purusha nishevaya. Unless only way we can purify is you have to serve, you have to hear, you have to follow to that devotee who has given life and soul to Lord Krishna. He has become Krishna's own man. By following them, then you can develop anything. As well, Bhakti Adhikar and attaining Bhakti. You can see directly Krishna. That is also possible. All these are possible. Look at the examples of Pradyumna Mishra. Look at the example of Bhagavan Acharya. Look at the example of Srirangam Brahmana. There are so many examples. Look at Dhruva Maharaj. What did Dhruva Maharaj said when he was praying? Bhakti mohu pravatam tvaime prasango bhuyadam amahatam amalasayanam enanjasa ulbanam uruvyasano nesye bhavat guna katamrata panamatta. I want to be in the association of pure devotees and I want to hear your glories. Again and again. This is the desire he expressed. After eating Nardamuni, after seeing Lord face to face, this is what he expressed. He has seen the Lord already and he is praying. Understand what is the importance, how much it is significant. And Pradyumna Mishra, he is a Brahmana, he is going to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he is asking, I am a householder. I don't know what I should do. I am so much suffering in this material world. What I should do? Then immediately Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching. He sent him to Ramananda Rai. And the Ramananda Rai, such an exalted personality, but he is teaching again lesson. Oh, Pradyumna Mishra came there, but Ramananda Rai was doing something else. He was not at home. Then Ramananda came back. I am an offender. You are waiting. Even though he is an exalted person, he doesn't need to say, but he is telling, I am an offender. You waited for me, but I am not able to serve you. It is a great offense for me. I am such a menial servant. I don't know anything. Actually, it is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the one who is giving everything. I don't know anything. How can I serve you? Such a mood. This is what the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sent him to actually, this is the person who you have to hear from. The person who is exemplifying the characteristics of pure devotion service. With them we have to associate. With them we have to hear. With them you have to understand. So that is what it means to attain actually this point here. Pure devotee of the Lord always has Even same thing with Sri Rangam Brahman also. How he is developed, how he is crying, even though he's not even knowledgeable, is not able to even read properly Gita. How did he develop that crying? Because he just followed Guru, his instruction. So that's why everything comes when you are submissive to Guru, because Paramatma is seeing what is there in our heart. What are we doing? And whom are we doing it for? Are we doing it for some other things, or we are doing it for Guru and Krishna's pleasure? He's saying Paramatma, you cannot hide anything from Paramatma. You can hide from others, your Siksha Guru, Diksha Guru, anybody. The Guru also will know, Diksha Guru also will know. If he is especially high caliber devotee, he will know what's going on with the disciple. He will know. He will pray, but if again and again he's using his free will independence to do whatever he wants, then Guru also cannot do. What can he do? He cannot force. He can only pray. If he is not submissive, the only formality is there. The real link has gone. So that's why it is super important to understand this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Sikshastakam is very, very deep subject matter. The devotee, however, realize the presence of the Lord, therefore they can always see the lotus feet of the Lord. And Prabhupada's mother. So that's why this Sadhu Sangha is the cause of the bhakti. Krishna Bhakti Janma Mola Hayya Sadhu Sangha, Krishna Prema Janme Teno Apna Mukhyanga. The root cause of devotion service to Lord Krishna is association with advanced devotees. Again and again, the topic is there. That means they are only discussing Krishna Katha, no other matter, material matter. What we have to do with the politics, what we have to do with this news, that news, that anyway we will be told. If it is urgent, people will talk about it, you will hear without you asking for it. So what is the use of opening newspaper and opening cell phone and watching news or Facebook? If there is no, actually, it's not related to Krishna, if there is no advantage to bring us close to Krishna, just leave it. Just leave it. That is not our ultimate goal. We have to make our priority in our life. Without making the priority, without making proper conscious choices in our lifestyle activities, you can't attain quality for bhakti. It's just not possible. Because material resources are dragging us our energy left and right. Then you don't have time. We don't have time because of that. So that's why we have to sincerely cry and pray for Guru to arrange situation and time so that we can actually do something for Guru and Krishna. Unless we do something, take responsibility and do something for Guru and Krishna, we can't develop this movement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Sikshastakam, what he's talking about. How these 7 flames can come from the heart. How every step, are we actually in bliss? We are chanting, but is there a bliss? No. Even the materialistic people, when they come out from their work, they are happy, they are bliss. I got my salary. I can enjoy whatever I want. But when we come out from the temple, when we come out from chanting, we are not bliss. We are not in happiness. We are morose, we are somewhere else. There is no bliss. Every day I want Purushottam month. That who is asking? Nobody is asking. Oh, why did this Purushottam month? Why I have to engage in this? That's what we think. It is like a burden. Then you can't progress. Bhakti means you have to really feel the bliss. When you will feel only when you associate with those pure devotees, when you hear from them, when you take it seriously and submissively. Further here, so Prabhupada is further talking about it in Kapila's instruction. Madgana Sruti Matrena Mai Sarva Guhase Manogatir Avichinna Yata Gangambaso Ambudo Lakshanam Bhakti Yogasya Nirgunasya Hivadahvatam Ahaituki Avya Hita Ya Bhakti Purushottame. This is Purushottam here. See, Ya Bhakti. How will you get Purushottam Bhakti to Purushottam? The manifestation of unadulterated devotion service is exhibited when one's mind is at once attracted to hearing the transcendental name and qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is residing in everyone's heart, just as the water of the Ganga flow naturally down toward the ocean. Such devotion ecstasy, uninterrupted by any material condition, flows toward the Supreme Lord. So, and further, in one of the important purport, in 2-36, also Prabhupada is making this point clearly. Tasmat sarvatmana rajan hari sarvatra sarvada srotavyasya kirtatavyasya smartavyasya bhagavata nunam. O King, it is therefore essential that every human being hear about, glorify and remember the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead, always and everywhere. Out of all 9 different methods, first one, namely hearing, is the most important function in the process of Bhakti Yoga. Without hearing sufficiently, make it noted, without hearing sufficiently, Sufficiently means you can imagine how much we have to hear. Sufficiently and properly means it is not that, oh, I finished this hearing. Today I finished the class. Today I finished chanting. Today I pick up beads and put aside. No, that's not properly means. Properly means I want to chant more. Given the time, I want to hear more. Given the time, I want to read more. That taste has to be there. That inquisitiveness has to be there. That is what properly means. Sufficient means you don't want to decrease. You want to stay and then increase more. We have to increase more sufficiently. Prabhupada and some of the disciples of Prabhupada, they read before Brahma Muhurta, they finish chanting and they read 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Imagine what is up. We have a hard time waking up, hard time finishing rounds. A whole day we'll finish rounds only. Imagine where is the priority. So that's why we have to see, okay, all right, that's fine, we are occupied, no problem. Because everybody is at different levels, there is no problem. But we have to make the priority. You want bhakti, then you have to make the priority. You have no other choice. You want Krishna or you want material energy, that you have to decide and make the priority. Then the Sikshastakam will work. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instructions will work. Then the flames will come. Then the Anandamrita Vartana will work. Then Pradipadam Purnamrita Swadhanam. It is like taking a bath. Every day you are taking a bath in Ganga and Yamuna, you are in Vrindavan. That consciousness will be there. That is the Prabhupada's consciousness. As one great Pandit has written a pranam mantra for Prabhupada. Beautiful pranam mantra. And describing the Vrindavan consciousness of Sri Prabhupada. Vrindavane Ramanareti Prasiddha Bhumau Tatraiva Krishna Balarama Swapada Mule Gnanam Parama Purusham Bhakti Yuktam Datraiva Prabhupada Mo Namaste. Such a beautiful, how clearly laying out what is Prabhupada's consciousness. Wherever he is in the whole world, is always at the footprints of Vrindavan and at the lotus feet of Krishna Balaram. Is always thinking about their desires. Always obviously through Sri Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, he is always thinking their desire. His consciousness is how to give this Krishna Prema Vrindavan consciousness to everybody. He is always thinking in that mode. Sri Vigrahara Dhananidhyana Sringara Tan Mandira Majjanado. The spiritual master, one of the activities is always cleansing the heart, cleansing the temple. Guru is doing, then what we are doing. Such a high caliber devotee, he always wants to clean the temple, clean the deity, does the deity, offer the deity, everything, best things for the Lord. What we are doing. If Guru has a master doing the servant, what servant is going to watch? Just servant has to do, follow what Guru is instructing. So that's why we have to understand the desire. We have to catch what is actually Guru is trying to tell us, trying to teach us. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what is he trying to teach us? So Vrindavana Ramana Riti, Prasida Bhuma, such a opulent, great, transcendental land. And teaching yes, Krishna, Tatraiva Krishna Balarama Swapada Mule is always at the lotus feet. At the through Guru Parampara and then at the Lord Krishna Balaram, Radha Madhav. And then he is giving the most highest transcendental knowledge, Gnanam Parama Purusham of Supreme Sri Syamasundar Vrajendranandan Krishna, Bhakti Yuktam, not divided up, is not Brahman effulgence, not Paramatma Gnan. He is giving the highest, Bhakti Yuktam, with the topmost. To that personality, Datraiva Prabhupada, Namo Namaste. This is the consciousness we have to carry. We have to serve Prabhupada always in that consciousness. What exactly Prabhupada desired, we have to understand. That means we have to hear from him. We have to serve him. We have to try our best to offer the best thing to Sri Prabhupada and spiritual master always at home or at temple whenever we are there. Because then we can actually, we have to develop that love, the connection, the personal. Like father, mother, children, we are trying to serve every day. But we are not doing the same. That feeling is not there. That connection is not there when we come to temple. And we have to feel that, even at home, we have to feel that connection with the Lord, with the Guru, with the Prabhupada. Then bhakti will be bliss. Every day we want to do more and more and more. We don't want to stop. This is what Sikshastakam means. Anandamrita, this is what Anandamrita Vardhan. Pratipadam Purnam Swadhanam. Further, let's see. It should therefore be heard. But And for hearing only, all Vedic literature are there, compiled by authorized persons like Vyasadeva, who is the powerful incarnation of Godhead. And since it has been ascertained that the Lord is the super soul of everything, he should therefore be heard and glorified everywhere and always. That is the special duty of human being. When the human being gives up the process of hearing about all-pervading personality of Godhead, he becomes victim to hearing rubbish transmitted by man-made machines. This is what? What news is there? Even if it is ISKCON news, if it is they are taking you away from the Lord, whatever news, we don't need to hear. We need to concentrate on chanting, concentrate on hearing, concentrate on our service, concentrate on how we can actually increase. What is the use of hearing this news, that news? What are we going to do? Are we the leader? Are we the authority? No. After hearing, what are we going to do? Is there a purpose? No. Then what is the use? No use. Don't pay attention to anything else. Pay attention to what we are supposed to do, where we want to attain. If we want to attain Krishna Prema, then you have to pay attention to the things what we need, not what somebody else needs. We are not solving with a purpose. If we are going to still talk about this and that, so many things, and this is what that Prabhupada is making that point. He becomes victim. This is what we are, every day we are becoming victim to hearing rubbish transmitted by man-made machines. This is what is happening. So that's why we have to pay attention to what Prabhupada has to say. So all these Siddhantas, in culmination, all these Siddhantas are teaching us how to pray, how to cry, how to chant with deep absorption. That's why the holy name is Sadhya and Sadhana. It is sadhana to attain Krishna Prema. Sadhya also, because what in Golok Vrindavan, what are they doing? Thinking only Krishna. 24% they are thinking, what is that? Holy name means we are chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. 24% they are thinking of Krishna. So it is a holy name. That's why it is Sadhya and Sadhana, goal also. So that's what we want to be with Krishna. We want to be thinking about Krishna. We want to serve Krishna. We want to exchange love with Krishna. Actually, Lord Krishna wants cooperation from us. Why did he create otherwise? These many living entities, why did he create? He created for us to cooperate, to exchange the rasa with each and every living entity in so many different rasas. But if the living entity is not cooperating, imagine, if the parent is there, children is there, what parents want? Children must cooperate. Does any parent want children not to cooperate? No, a parent never expects that the children not cooperate. Parent expects that they cooperate, they follow the right principles, right culture, and serve him properly, understands his mood. And same thing, Supreme Lord also has created, expanded his Vibhinamsa, all these living entities, all of us, to serve him. That is what he is trying to tell us through Shastra, Sadhu, and Guru. You use Lord Krishna's property, you use all these resources, whatever. Krishna is not denying. Krishna never denied Arjuna. Krishna never denied Pandavas. Krishna never denied Prahlad Maharaj. Krishna never denied anyone to use the resources, provided we keep Krishna in the center. Okay, even if you have desire, all right, Krishna will give, but he will also give purification, like Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj lamented, why did I ask this broken piece of glass? Why did I ask for this highest planet, topmost, even than Lord Brahma? He lamented later, because that is not what pure devotion service is. As Prahlad Maharaj said, no, I don't want anything. I don't want no business with you. You are asking me some business. This is not a business exchange. Because of Narada Muni, you have appeared before me. Because of Narada Muni, I am able to talk to you. Because of Narada Muni, everything has happened to me. So then how I can come with you? How I can accept your, whatever perfection you are giving? First, I have to serve him, because he has done so much. What I have done? I have done nothing. I should serve my Guru, Narada Muni. He has done so much to me. So let me serve. This is the mood. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching this Prahlad Charita. Purushottam means we have to understand the crux of the 15th chapter. In that also same point is mentioned. The 6th we are discussing other day. The 5 characteristics. 5th verse is very important. First 5 verses are teaching about how to be detached internally. With what conditions? 5 conditions. Nirmana, Moha, Jatasanga Dosha, Adhyatma Nitya, Vinivruta Kama. Which is Nirmana means not expecting any respect. Nirmana. Moha, free from illusion. Jatasanga Dosha, free from the faulty association, which we are discussing. And then Adhyatma Nitya, always established in the actual real truth. real substance for Guru and Krishna. Vinivruta, devoid of lust, anger, greed, devoid of other things other than Guru and Krishna. Adhyatmeta, Vinivruta Kama, Dvandvair Mukta Sukha. That means happiness is just okay. Happiness comes, fine. Distress comes, fine. Move on. Because that is bound to come anyway based on our karma. Krishna may increase or decrease. But to increase or surrender, you may increase distress. Fine. You have to accept it. If you want to progress, it is Brahma already said. You have to tolerate it. Taten kampasu samikshamana. You have to tolerate it. Then only that you will attain. If you don't tolerate it, oh, it's too much. I can't do it. And then you can't progress. You can't attain. So that's it. Vinivruta Dvandvair Mukta Sukha Dukkha Samnai. Happiness, distress, you have to be free from. These 5 things, then you can surrender. How you will go back to Godhead? You have to surrender. How will you surrender? With these 5 things if you have, then you can surrender, then you can go back to Godhead. So then you can detach from the material world internally, not externally. These are the first 5 verses teaching the whole thing about this, how to be detached from this material. And then next he is talking about, okay, you understood, but where you are now? Where you are now? We are in the conditioned material world. So that is giving now, laying out from the 6th verse all the way up to 15 or 16. And then the last verse is talking about, now we understand your position. You are not there yet. You are not detached internally. You are attached to material resources. That is your position. Understand your position carefully. Now what you want to do? You want to develop Krishna Prema. Then what you are supposed to do? Then he's talking last few verses, Sambandha Abhideya Prayojana, what we are discussing. See, that's why the chapter 15 also very important. Attain, how we can attain Purushottam, Lord Krishna, Lord Jagannath, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It is important chapter that you have to enter into the heart of Bhagavad Gita. Sikshastakam also Prabhupada is mentioning. Every day new message will come. Every day new meanings will come. When you take the mood of this Sikshastakam, Kinkara, Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram, means I don't possess anything. Patitam Mam, I have fallen down. No qualification whatsoever. However scholar we are, however expert we are in whatever services, nothing matters. As Arjuna sees Arjuna's he has Gandhi, he is able to kill everybody, is able to be victorious. But what has happened when Krishna left? Everything was taken away. Nothing was working. Same Gandhi, same Arjuna. He couldn't even fight with ordinary coward boys. Where did it all go? And then he realized it is because of Krishna everything has happened. I don't have any quality, no strength. So that is what we have to realize it and recognize it. And then remind ourselves every day when we put tilak, when we wear dhoti, remind ourselves, Baba, I have nothing. Guru and Krishna is the one who is giving the strength to me in every aspect. So I have to obey, I have to follow, I have to serve, I have to submit every day. While sleeping, ki chiva sene, ki jagrane, aham nisha chinta Krishna. Just sleeping, waking up, eating, always submit to Guru while taking prasad also. That is very important. Every step Prabhupada is teaching. We have to see how Prabhupada is doing every activity. Then you can become Krishna conscious easily. Prabhupada always while eating, no one is alone. What is absorbed in? He is always he is chanting. He is immersed in Krishna's holy name, Krishna's mercy. He is remembering. That's how we have to take. When we take, we are thinking, oh, this rasgulla is nice, this paneer is nice, this person has done this, that person has done this. Very nice cooking, very nice, very nice. Where is Krishna? Where is holy name? Where is chanting? Gone somewhere else. So that's not how we are supposed to. Because if you follow the acharya, then we have to. While eating also, we have to supposed to chant inside the heart. We are supposed to be immersed in that. You know, this is
connected.
This is the essence of bhakti. Means this is how each and everything we have to follow what acharya is giving, what acharya is doing. Not imitate, but we have to get to that at least one drop, one little drop. Then we can actually progress. Then we can attain Krishna Prema. It is simple and easy, provided we follow. Then only. Otherwise, it is very complex and very difficult. So in this way, we can understand this Sikshastakam, this Anandamrita Vardhanam. Till what time? Is it till 8 or 8:30 or what is the Sikshastakam? Namarup Prabhu or others, anybody knows? Is it till 8 or 8:30? Is it till 8? We will stop here.
Guruji, yeah, it's a heavy dose.
Okay, we'll stop here then. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Chandra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai, Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara, Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So are there any questions or anybody likes to add some comments, reflections, realization, some questions on this topic? Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisance, all courage to Srila Prabhupada. So, thank you, Prabhu, for the class. My question is, on one hand, we learn that Maha Mantra includes everything, the purpose of the Shastra, the wisdom, everything. And it's the only process, chanting the Maha Mantra, to go, get out of this birth, death. Now, there are also so many other mantras and prayers, like you mentioned, Sikshastakam, chanting the Sikshastakam. Or someone recently posted, Purushottam month, there is a mantra. If you chant it 33 times daily, you also get away from this birth and death. So if Mahamantra, my question is, if Mahamantra is the recommended process, what is the significance of all these other prayers?
Good question. Thank you. Yeah, we have to follow what Acharya is giving at what instance. So general standard, general instruction of Sri Prabhupada is always chant the holy name of the Lord. But to get to that mood, we chant samsara, because first it is always, we cannot understand Krishna. Krishna is very cunning, very tricky. It is easy to get to the shelter and mercy of Radharani through the Acharya. Always. And then he can attain Krishna. Otherwise, it's very difficult. That's why Acharya say, even if Krishna is there, you don't want to go. Even if Radharani is there, you don't want to go. But if Gaura is there, then you can. Because Gaura is very merciful. So that is Guru. Guru is carrying the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. So that's why Sri Prabhupada is giving us in the morning. Prabhupada actually 24 hours, Bhaktivinoda Thakur has given, divided into 8 into 3, 24. 3 hours is called, I forget the Sanskrit term. It is divided into 8 of that. 3 hours is one setting. So Prabhupada has used very nicely, established the setup. Morning, Mangalarti, and then, always starting with Guru. It's not even, we are standing in front of the Lord, chanting Samsara Dham. That is the first thing. Because this is the mood. Unless you first accept Guru, because that relation is first with Guru, then you can actually establish our relation with Krishna. Hari, Guru, Vaishnava. But rather, in fact, it is first Guru, Vaishnava, then Hari. Otherwise, it's very difficult because we have no qualification. So that's why before chanting, we submit to Guru. We submit to Sri Chaitanya, because who has given the easy process to attain Krishna? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But how do we know about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Through Sri Prabhupada and Guru. So that's why first we submit to Guru Samsara Dhama prayers, then we chant Sikshastakam, then we pick up the beads, and it takes only 5-10 minutes, maximum 5 minutes. If you practice it every day, it doesn't take much time to chant Samsara Dhama and Sikshastakam. And then you chant. All other prayers, Purushottam month, yes, there may be prayers, Viraj, Govardhan, other prayers. We don't need to pay attention. Prabhupada didn't talk about those in great detail. Prabhupada's stress is to chant the holy name always. So we don't need to concentrate so much about all other mantras. Yes, we chant Tulsi Pranam because Prabhupada has given. Whatever Acharya has given, morning process, afternoon, evening process, everything we have to follow. Because through Sikshastakam you can attain Krishna. Through Tulsi Maharani, just one aspect. Just by Sikshastakam you can attain Krishna. Just by serving Tulsi Maharani you can attain Krishna. Just by chanting the holy name you can attain Krishna. Just by hearing only you can attain Krishna. Any of this one process itself is attain Krishna. Out of the 5 aspects, out of 64 items, coming to the essence to the 5 items of serving the Vaishnavas, reading Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, staying in holy place, all these things are there, right? So even one of them, actually, but it has to be done exclusively and purely, submissively, fully focused, just one aspect. But our focus is not there. So that's why we have to do the deity worship directly or indirectly. If you are pujari, you do directly. If you are not pujar, not initiated, fine, no problem. You don't need to lament, oh, I'm not a pujari, I'm not able to do this. No, indirectly you are there in the temple, you can do, you are as good as pujari. If you are watching and that absorption is there, then there is not much difference, actually. If you are absorbed, then chant, that is ultimate aim of Tulsiman. What are we singing? In Tulsiman's prayers, also same thing we are singing. In the morning and evening also. And Sunday we do, but other temples they do because it's every day in India, especially. People will come, but here in the Western world it's very difficult. We're working it's Monday to Friday. So that the idea is to actually bring to the essence is holy name only. Everything is falling back in the holy name while eating, while sleeping, while dusting, while cooking, while doing everything. But we don't have the taste. So that's why we have to bow down to Tulsi, because Krishna likes Tulsi Maharani. Through Tulsi Maharani only we can actually attain the actual mood and consciousness. Through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, through Sikshastakam only we can. That's why we exactly whatever Acharya has given, we follow. So otherwise, we don't need to pay so much attention to specific mantra if somebody has given. Yes, there is one mantra, two mantra, Goparupinam, Gopalam, related to Giraj Govardhan. If you want to chant, you can chant once or twice before doing the Swarashtakam. You can chant maybe once or twice a day. Fine, no problem. But again, back to the holy name. We cannot, without holy name, we can't live. Every day this has to be done. So that is the essence. That is what Sri Prabhupada has given. That is what every Acharya has given. They didn't give any other process. For a given, because there are 5 aspects. Through Tulsi Maharani, through Giraj Govardhan, through Lord Nityananda Prabhu, through 6 Goswamis, through all these 5 things are there. Through 5 of them, we can attain. They are the actual, who are the, even the Sadashiv, Vaishnava. Through these 5 personalities, actually, we can attain Krishna Prema. They have the capacity to give Krishna, capacity to give Krishna Bhakti to us. So that's why we submit, we follow, we serve through them. So that's why even Giraj Govardhan name may be there, because Lord Krishna himself has become Giraj Govardhan. But our mood is to see Giraj Govardhan as a servant of, as a devotee. Because just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you see, obviously as a Lord, but his mood is appearing as a devotee to teach how we should practice bhakti. So same with Giraj Govardhan, he can be accepted as Lord Krishna himself, not different. Same time, but we accept as Giraj Govardhan as the devotee of the Lord. So as gopis are singing, in that way we may chant, which is fine. There is no contradiction in it. But that is not the essence. We forget chanting and then chant that name every day. That only, no. 33 people you forward or these or that. That is not given by any acharya like that. So we have to go by acharya. Even if somebody says this and follow this, follow that. Yeah, that's why you have to go by what Sri Prabhupada has said. Did you hear from the book? What book? What was? Where it is said? You have to collaborate. Is it said by Prabhupada? Is it said by another acharya, sadhu? Then yes, if it is said, yes, then you can follow. But if it is not, then no need to follow. And if you still have question, you have to ask Guru, Guru's representative. What does Guru Maharaj says about this? Or how we should go about it? If Guru says, yes, if this is good, you should practice, then you should. If he says, no need, then no need. So everything comes to the what Guru and Acharya, what Sri Prabhupada says. Anything else, reject, put it on the side. Is that okay, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu, very nice. Thank you.
Anything else? Any reflection? I think somebody raised. Is that Amritam Prabhu?
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Danvat Pranam,
Yes.
all glory
Right.
to Srila Prabhupada.
Go ahead.
Prabhuji, my question is, while reading the book, Prabhupada's Leelamrit or Ocean of Mercy, I'm going through the books. So what we have seen that since childhood, their Leelas were incredible, which is not normal, what we people are, so like we are I'm so much fallen that I I see that those souls are like they are not from. It seems that they are not from this this earth. So how will this possible for us, like I fallen people? Like, how this is possible for us to go back to Godhead?
Thank you. Very
I
nice.
have done so much, so means like I have done so much mistakes in my life, big blunders also. So how can this possible for me to go? Like I'm thinking like that, Prabhuji. If I'm wrong somewhere, please guide us.
Thank you for a very nice question. Very nice question. Yeah, this is what we want to go back home, back to Godhead, be in the service of the Lord and Guru. They are pure, they are Nitya Siddhas and Nitya Baddhas. Our position is Nitya Baddhas, at least my position is Nitya Baddha. Nitya Siddha means eternally liberated. So Prabhupada, for sure, Bhakti, all their names in the what their position in the spiritual world is mentioned, at least Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati previous. I'm not aware of Sri Prabhupada exact, but he is a pure devotee, he is coming from the Vaikuntha, that we know for sure, 100 guaranteed. There is no doubt, at least I don't have any doubt. He came from the spiritual world to teach us on Krishna's order and Guru's order. So that is for sure, this is Nitya Siddha. But on our ordinary position is Nitya Baddha. But it is very difficult. We cannot imitate. So obviously. But if Acharya gives, okay, if some businessman, the president, prime minister says, he is my man, give him. You want 10,000, just give him. Then anybody reject, anybody will stop? No, nobody will stop. Because president is giving. What I have to do? I just give it because he is giving the order. What I have nothing to consider. The Lord also same thing. If Lord Sri Krishna is looking at, so Prabhupada is saying, Radharani is saying, give Krishna Prema to this person. No question, no looking at what quality, where did he come from, what he did for me. He is not going to ask because who has recommended? Prabhupada has recommended. Acharya has recommended. Accept it. No question. How much he has done, tapasya, this or that, bhakti, how many years, how many lifetimes, how much sinful activity he has. That is not, Lord is not considering. Lord is considering who has recommended. That's why I forgot to mention. There is a process before this. We are all in karma adhikari stage. In order to come to bhakti adhikari stage, before even initiation, there is a process. It is called parascharya. Even including Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, they themselves also did this before submitting to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because this is very much needed. Prabhupada mentions in a few of the verses in Chaitanya Charitamrita. 6 months to a year, one must serve. One must be in the association of devotees. Understand the process of bhakti, what it is, how to do. So everything we have to do. Then you take to initiation. Because this requires purification. It requires to actually receive that actual qualification for bhakti. Then you submit. Guru Pasati. Or Prascharya it is called. Then Guru Padashvaya. Without that, there is, because then you can't even understand what Guru means. What is our connection, what is our relationship, how to serve, how to be submissive. You cannot. But it is given. When the sadhu prays, when the acharya prays, I call especially Mahabhagavat devotee, the pure devotee, when they grant it, when they merciful, but when it will come, that is not in our discretion. It will come. Mercy will be given. They are all merciful. When Prabhupada is repeating again, when disciple, practitioner is submissive to what Acharya is giving, then the mercy is guaranteed to be given, guaranteed to go back home, back to Godhead. Doesn't matter where, what background he has come from, how much sinful activities he has, that doesn't matter. Only it matters is how much serious he is, how much submissive he is, what is his goal in his heart, what exactly his goal of life is. His goal of life is Krishna Bhakti, or I want Krishna also, but I want this, A, B, C, D, E also. If he's okay, even if he is trying, no, I try to want to come to the Krishna Prema only, but still I have these lingering desires. You please help me, Guru, Prabhupada, please help me. That is all right. But no, I want all these things, everything. I want Guru, I want Krishna, everything. Step is everywhere. Then it's very difficult for Guru to show his mercy. He will pray, but the Guru generally prays for disciples. Especially I know for sure from my Guru Maharaj. He's always praying for all his disciples, whether they are qualified or not qualified. He's praying. But it also depends. It's not that Guru is praying, we are going back to God by just like that. No, it's not a magic. We have to earn it. That means we have to follow also. You might be praying, but if you have free will, independence, I want to not want Krishna, but I want all these things. Then what Guru can do? Guru cannot force it. Krishna cannot force it. You can only take back when your free will is aligned. When you also want, when Guru also is praying, then you are going backward. But you want something else other than what Guru is giving, then how Guru can take us? It is not possible. But if you are aligned, you really want it, then Guru will give mercy when you are submissive. So that is what it is. It is not rocket science. There are a number of examples. His Grace Jayananda Prabhu. He is our temple president in San Francisco, Prabhupada's favorite disciple. He was materially, he was a cab driver. The 25, I don't know what was his scholarship, what was his material education. But he left everything. He was just doing cab driving and he is giving money and he is doing whatever Prabhupada wanted. He is always busy. He is picking up the garbage. He is the president. He is the first one to wake up, last one to sleep. He is always busy in service. He doesn't know anything. He only knows service. He went back. Prabhupada said, put his picture in front of Radha card. Wherever you are doing Radha, put his picture. Prabhupada knew what is this devotee, who is this devotee. He knows that how much he is absorbed. Immediately, Prabhupada will pray because Acharya will see what the disciple is doing. Then immediately he will pray. Even you don't ask, disciple doesn't ask, but Guru is ready to give. As I said, sometimes the manager, sometimes the master, sometimes the parent is ready to give blessing, whatever, even without son, father asking, giving. Because he sees, oh, nice child, he is following. I don't even need to say anything to him. He is following nicely. Okay, take this car, take this out, take this money, because he is very responsible. So what is there for me to hold? There's nothing to hold. If he is responsible, same thing, Guru. If Guru's his disciple is very responsible, very submissive, then he will give whatever capacity he has. He will give with full everything. He will give. Same thing with Krishna. Especially Krishna will look for what Radharani has to say, what Guru has to say. He is always looking for recommend. What Prabhupada? You look at Prabhupada's letters. Who has recommended it? For initiation, who has to recommend? Why is temple president has to recommend? Because this is the procedure. Prabhupada has given, Acharya has given. Even when Prabhupada was initiating at that time, somebody has to recommend. But this is the process, because like Krishna cannot accept anybody just like that. Krishna has to be accepted. Krishna will accept only for one who is recommending. Acharya has to recommend. Same way, the Guru will not accept unless temple authority is recommending. That temple authority is seeing, whether personally seen or indirectly seen, that somebody is recommending that this person has some devotion service, is serious, he has some qualification, has done something. And on that basis, then they accept. Obviously, Guru has discretion. Prabhupada has discretion. Sometimes Prabhupada accepted without seeing anybody, no recommendation. 2 months, 1 month, also Prabhupada accepted, give. Sannyas also he gave like that. Time pay something, but Guru knows, Prabhupada knows. You cannot question Guru and Prabhupada because they know. They are not of this conditioned souls. They are the acharyas. They are the coming from spiritual world. The Lord is there. Paramatma is guiding. So they know what they are doing. So they can give Krishna Prema very quickly and rapidly if they want to. But if the soul is submissive, that's when generally they give. So just like Narada Muni is giving to Ambarish Maharaj's cousin who is sinful, he didn't even allow Narada Muni to come in. But Narada Muni said, already he is so compassionate. He said, okay, you just ask what is the result of the association of sadhu. Then he come immediately. In the same day, he left, he died. He went back to the hell. Then Yamaraj asked, what, do you have any last wish? Yes. What is the result of association? Yamaraj said, oh, I know what is the result. Let me ask Brahma, let me ask Lord Shiva. Then they all went to Vaikuntha. And that is the result. They understood. He has been to Vaikuntha. So this is the result. Because Narada Muni is not even there in proximity. He is there at the outside the door. So this is the result of Sadhu Sangha. The Guru is compassionate, even though that person didn't actually even deserve it. But Narada Muni is very merciful, compassionate. So that is actually how the Acharya is. He is very, very merciful. But again, now, you quoted this example, I will also do whatever nonsense I want to do. Then Guru will be merciful. No, you cannot imitate. That is once in an exception case, you may see like that. Our idea is we have to be submissive. What Guru and Prabhupada says, we have to follow. And then it is everybody is given. Everybody. Ticket to go back home, back to Godhead is given to everybody. There is no restriction. If you follow, then your ticket is guaranteed, you are sitting. So today also ticket is given to all of us. One who is serious till his last breath is following what Guru and Krishna is telling, then he will go back. Whether he will remember Guru and Krishna or not at the last time, Prabhupada will make sure, Guru will make sure that he will remember. That is their job. Provided we are submissive, we are following. So that is the criteria for going back to home, back to Godhead. In pretty much every purport of Prabhupada, throughout Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, everywhere you will see secret of success is to be submissive. Mahat Krupa Kon Vina Sadham. No other. There is no other process to attain Krishna. Mahat Krupa. So this is the secret of success, pretty much. This is the essence. You can't get anything any better than this. Is that clear, Mataji?
Prabhuji, but what I am saying that these are the things for the pure soul, but I am so much contaminated that today if I am thinking to chant, okay, today I will chant the 16th round, and the very next day, like the second day, I get dipped into the Maya. So I will to go, but still somehow I'm getting captured by the Maya.
Yeah. That is clear. I will stop there. That is clear. As we discussed, what you are supposed to, after hearing it, you have to follow it. Okay, we are all trapped like that. But we have to try. We have to try to be in the association. We have to force. Just like bodies are, that's why we have to follow there is a principle, there is a regulation. Principle is that you have to chant, you have to hear, but the regulation has to be there. License is there to enjoy, but we have to force the body. You have to force the body that I'm going to eat only certain time of the day. I'm going to regulate this. I'm going to sleep only certain time. Generally, I'm giving an example, like after eating, generally we want to relax. After coming back from work, we want to relax. If we don't force the body, no relax, what are we going to do? How will you attain Krishna? I don't want to relax. I want to go for a walk if I'm tired. After come back from work. After eating, I want to stand up and chant. We have to force. If we don't force the body, that no matter what, I have to wake up, no matter what, I have to chant, no matter what, I have to go to Sunday feast and I have to hear the class. We have to make explicit force to the body. And whatever reminder we have to put to in the cell phone or computer, wherever, or we have to ask devotees, call me before, when you go, you also take me. Somehow or other, we have to make that priority. We have to force the mind, we have to force the body, then only things will work. Otherwise, mind's job, the gross body job, subtle body, always enjoy only. Because that is the conditioning we are bringing. So it's very difficult. But if you force it, if you explicitly stay in the course of association of devotees with those who are dedicated, if you are in the association, guaranteed everything will be cut. If you follow. It is not that you stay in the association, but you don't follow any instruction. Or some magic is going to happen. Magic cannot happen. Magic only happen when you take that association and you hear also, you follow also. That is the key. Whether it's Prabhupada, Guru, we are serious practitioner, serious devotee. If you follow, then there is a key to success, key to change, key to transform. You just externally show up and internally you really not following. Then however long you want to continue, you continue external periphery like that only. Internally, there is no really changing. Nothing is changing. Flow is going like that only every day. It's not really, nothing is actually burning inside the heart. There is no cry. There is no symptoms of love. There is no symptoms of attachment to this process of bhakti. So, yeah, that is the process. We have to, there is no other way to attain it, to go back, come back to God. You just need to force it. Yes, if family situation is there, very difficult, husband is not allowing, wife is not allowing, or kids are not allowing. All right, what can you do? Stay at home, chant. When it is possible, you come to temple. You attend through Zoom. Even if that is also restricted, sincerely, you cannot blame anybody. You have to understand, everybody is alone in this material world. Everybody. Don't think that my wife is going to help, my kids are going to help, somebody is going to, no, not somebody. You depend on Guru and Krishna. Gajendra, what has happened? Did any family members help? No. When he needed, no one could help. Not even demigods. They were laughing, they are looking at. Somebody is going to help. The Lord Vishnu had to come. Then demigods thought, what did we do? We are supposed to help. We could have helped, but they were simply watching. This is what everybody else will do. But if you depend on Guru and Krishna, they will help. They will help. So that's why we have to be depend on Guru and Krishna always, and we are alone. That means you have to cry. You have to use your mind. No situation is allowing. You are restricted like you are in a one black box within a family. So much restriction is there. Fine, no problem. Still there's opportunity to go back home, back to God. If you are sincerely crying in the heart, day and night for Guru and Krishna, it is going to happen. That is a Guru and Krishna's business to take you back. So to transform you, to transform your heart. It is all up to us what consciousness we are going to carry. You're always thinking about negativity. Oh, my husband is doing this, my wife is doing this, my this, my that, my that, my that. And when you are going to think about Krishna, always take positive things. On negative things, forget it. Negative things will never help in bhakti. Just move on with positive things only. Take only positive things everywhere, from a devotee, from temple, from wherever. Take only positive aspects. Pick it up like honey, bee, and then use that only. Negative things, don't even think of. There is no time. We have very limited time. So think about only the few things of what Prabhupada had to say. Then just cry. Simply cry and try. Those are the only two things, two options we have. We have to try and we have to cry. Because otherwise it's not possible. Because the Guru has to see how much you are really wanted. You have to show that by internally crying, not externally crying. Externally you may cry. Sometimes people ask this question. My authority is not allowing me to dance. My authority is not allowing me to do kirtan in the temple. Yes. You may not allow it. That's not a question. Can you do it at home? Lock your doors and do your kirtan. We'll see whether you are really, genuinely, you are doing a really attached to kirtan. Yes. Why can't you do it at home? Why you have to blame your temple president or somebody else not giving? You are attached to Krishna, then you can do anywhere. Why it has to be temple? Why it has to be Sunday feast? Why it has to be public when 100 people are, 300 people are there? That question shouldn't even arise. So that means there is something else. It's not really focused kirtan. So this is what everything we have to take. What is the essence? What is the focus? For whose purpose we are doing? Then going back home is guaranteed. You depend on Guru and Krishna. No other questions. Throw everything out. Don't listen to anybody else. You have to listen what Prabhupada had to say. All others, no credibility to be given to them. Is that clear?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. 8:37. We should stop, I think, in the interest of time. It's too late.
I think, that's fine. Thank you so much. I think that just to add some notes on that, when Srila Prabhupada started this movement, so initially devotees were coming, devotees were joining, and Srila Prabhupada was giving the instructions to the devotees that the standard of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, everybody must have to chant 64 rounds. Srila Prabhupada also started, instruct to everyone, okay, you all have to chant 64 rounds. Then devotees had some hesitation, or they were mentioning that it's not possible. Srila Prabhupada, there are so many other things to do. Then Srila Prabhupada came, okay, now chant 32 rounds instead of 64 rounds. Yeah, I understand that, all those. Again, devotees and disciples mentioned that it's quite difficult to chant. Then Srila Prabhupada just thought of for a minute and then, okay, chant 16 rounds, no less than that. That's it, 16 rounds, everybody must have to chant. Then Srila Prabhupada also addressed that, okay, and 4 regulative principles. This is a must. So one has to take this very seriously. No 4 regulative principles, no intoxication, no meat eating, no illicit activities, no illicit sex, and no gambling. So one Srila Prabhupada then, very much emphasizing on these aspects. And if one follows this strictly, Srila Prabhupada said, they will go back to Godhead, back to Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada also added that, if not, I have a key for the back drawer of the Golok Vrindavan. So I will take those who chants the 16 rounds regularly and 4 regulative principles. I'll take them through the back door to Golok Vrindavan. So this is the guarantee Srila Prabhupada gave. And there is no doubt that one who follows this strictly. So this is the base. This must have to be there. This is the base. There should not be any compromise on this. 16 rounds regularly every day, and follow the 4 regulative principles, and then all the other association, hearing, chanting, all those 9 now with the bhakti, 9 process of bhakti one has to follow. And definitely there'll be a big difference in our consciousness, and we all can enter into the spiritual alam. So thank you so much for this wonderful class. And as is mentioned today, that Ananda Ambudhi Vardhanam and Pradipadam Purna Amarda Aswadanam. So dear devotees, chanting of the holy name is not that just, okay, we just chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. This complete Krishna himself. Krishna himself is actually every moment. Krishna is also the Ananda, the blissfulness of Krishna also increasing like anything. Ananda Ambudhi Vardhanam. And similarly, the Purna Amrita Aswadana. We know that the nectar, which is give the immortality even. So this is the Purna Amrit. This is the complete nectar of that anything that everything we say in this world can give, this nectar can give, this Purna Amrita Aswadana. So don't minimize the chanting of the holy name. This is the most effective and powerful. There are so many books compiled. There's a book called Harinam Chindamani, and Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the Gidavali, and there are so many other books. So many other books are compiled, especially Srila Rupa Goswami's and Sanatana Goswami's. Various other books are all emphasizing on this one point of chanting of the holy name. So everybody, please take up this. This is very easily and freely given to us only by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just because to give this most confidential and secret, most secret, confidential, to give to everyone. That's why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came down on this planet, and Yuga Dharma, this is the Yuga Dharma of chanting of the holy name. So take it, and one can attain everything. As is mentioned that Nama Chindamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasadeva. Nama Chindamani. Chindamani means touchstone. Whatever one who has any desires, all can be fulfilled if you have the touchstone. Nama Chindamani, this holy name is like a touchstone. It can give everything. So all we need to do, just take up this holy name and to follow the 4 regulative principles and be into the spiritual platform. Then everything is guaranteed. So thank you so much. So we'll conclude here. Tomorrow we will be concluding this. The first verse of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this is pretty much considered as the essence of everything. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is from the heart, it's himself revealing to Swarup Damodara and Ramananda Rai. So this is the essence of everything. Lord's mission is revealing in this first word. But take up that seriously. That's why we took 4 sections, just to elaborate more on this topic. So everybody, please, take up that seriously. And we have chanting section in the morning. And when we chant together along with other devotees, it also gives different taste. So join as well. And whatever the capacity, you can follow that. And also we'll conclude some more of this first verse. And don't miss, this is the nectar. This is the like a pearl string to a thread and bring it together and putting on the neck. It gives lots of glory and beauty. So like that, we are bringing each pearls together. Tomorrow, the first verse is concluding. So please join, don't miss out, and get this benefit and the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So as is mentioned that when we every morning in the temple before we chant this Sikshastakam because of to take us to that level of understanding and realization, so that we can focus on this holy name. So that's why we are putting this effort and to benefit everybody to bring to that level of chanting. Okay, that's our all business, nothing else. All business is bring to that level of pure chanting. Okay, thank you so much. And we'll stop here. And it'll be continued this whole week. I think at least couple more weeks, this will be there. So thank you so much. Let's pray together. Let's chant together. Pancha kalpatarupasya Kripa sindhubhyev cha patidanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha ki jai. Jai Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Jai Sikshastakam ki jai. Jai Mahaprabhu ki jai. Shri Gaurav ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Panchatattva ki jai. Gaura Premanande. Hari Hari. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Hari Bol.
Thank you.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.